It's Perp back with another video, and with me seeing Child's Play a few days ago, a link for that review will be in the description below. It's a non-spoiler just for people that haven't seen the movie or yet, but if you just want to support that video and just hit that like button on that video for me and then come back to it later. But we all know, well, we don't know for sure what these box office numbers are going to look like for Child's Play this weekend. I didn't really look into the production budget at all, so it's safe to say that, let's say hypothetically this gets greenlit for a sequel. We could probably expect a sequel for this in 2021 at the latest or at the earliest. Probably sometime around I would actually like them to try to do this in October. Like, if they make a sequel, put it in October. Where they can go with the sequel, I mentioned this in my review, and what a lot of people aren't really seeing is the potential of where they can go with this Child's Play franchise, this reboot. Because this is a completely different Andy and a completely different Chucky, and I feel like they can stand on their own, separate from the originals. And I see a lot of people calling the movie trash, but that's debatable. I would say it's not trash at all. It still keeps its essence. It has pretty much, I would say, the people that made this definitely are fans of Child's Play. It's evident, and it boggles my mind that people didn't like this movie. But I already expected that, with certain fans of the franchise not liking this movie. But I don't want to ramble too much about that BS, but let's get into what I think that where this film could go. So, for those that didn't watch this movie yet, cut this off now, because I will kind of dive into spoilers. So you have been warned. So with all that being said, you've been warned, and that's the last warning. So with the end of Child's Play, we noticed that Chucky isn't completely gone. Andy thought he destroyed Chucky, but and it's really crazy that how he's getting away. And I really feel like with each movie, if it keeps getting sequels, this Chucky doll should get smarter and smarter, and it should just be harder to kill him, because we know his weakness. All you gotta do is take out that little core thing and it's a wrap. Maybe he'll find a way to prevent that, or it'll probably get to the point where he's so intelligent he doesn't even need a core to actually run anything. He just could run just based off of just, I don't know, pure energy. I don't know. But I would also like them to dive more into Andy's psyche, and what this experience has done to him, if he has to do counseling, or if they put him in a psych ward for a little bit for his own safety, or maybe his mom is scared for him. I feel like a lot of things could be at play. It'd be dope to see Chucky just play mind games with him. Also, it would be cool to see them really step it up and just really take some risk and kill some of Andy's friends. Because I think they definitely played it safe, but I think they didn't want to kill them off right away, especially with his mom. Even though I think that would have gave the movie more stakes and made it more, impactful going forward. Like, how is, Andy going to deal with his mom passing away? And will his dad come into the picture in the sequel? Because that's a lot what I've been hearing. People are wondering, are we going to see him in a sequel? Maybe they set him up where he's coming back into Andy's life and trying to reconnect with him in some type of fashion, because we don't really know why he's not in the picture, where he's at. Did he just up and leave Andy? That would be really interesting and would make a perfect target for Chucky to kill his father. That I could see happening. A person that just comes into Andy's life and Chucky feels some type of way about this. And, I feel like also with Chucky, it's going to get to it's going to get to a point where I think instead of trying to be Andy's friend, everybody that Andy has ever loved or come close to or tries to get close to, he's going to kill them in some type of fashion. And that's why I say you could go so many different routes with this. Like, you could explore like a love interest for Andy. You could explore very different things and just go in different directions. You don't necessarily have to, and that's the beauty in having a sequel like this, or just having a reboot. Like, you can literally do whatever you want. But I know they have certain right issues that they can't just do anything. But, that's pretty much what I would like to see in a sequel. I want to see Chucky getting smarter and getting more creative with the kills. I want to see them pretty much dive into the psyche of Andy with the events of the first film. Is that going to leave like him traumatized? I would hope so, because he's like 13, 14. So like, and if we do get a sequel, will they do a whole year time skip, or like a couple years? Who knows? That would be really interesting to see. Like, the dolls just go away for a while, and then they pop back up in like a year or something like that. They get refurbished, they get put back on shelves. And I still believe that somewhere down the line, Chucky would get a new body. I want them to raise the stakes. Nobody's off limits type, unless if it just makes sense for the story. Don't just go off killing certain characters just for shock and awe, because then you run into some issues. I'm all for killing main characters, but just make sense. But I really see them taking this franchise in a completely different direction, and I support it all the way through. What do you guys think in the comments below? Where do you think they're gonna go with this Child's Play sequel, if it does happen? Let me know in the comments below. If you've seen this movie, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter for more updates, and I'll get at y'all later in the next video. Peace.
They keep dreaming, man, but sometimes you gotta wake up from a dream and go get it. You get out of it what you put into it. The game is so simple, y'all just ain't listening. If you're chasing your dream, you're not running fast enough. Run faster. You gotta work for greatness, man. You gotta work.